trust me and believes that I cheated on him. One day my fiance came home from work and accused me of going to another address and cheating on him with some mystery man I don't know, which I never did. And 2 days later, we ended up in the hospital and he had gonorrhea. I've never had gonorrhea. I've only had chlamydia before in my life. And I was like, I don't know how you would get that. So now he cheated on me to get back at me because he thinks I cheated on him, but I never cheated on him to begin with. We were supposed to get married, now that's all put on hold because he doesn't trust me. I'm really hoping that when these results come back and show that I never cheated on him or lied to him, that we could finally rebuild our relationship again. It hurts me so much that he's constantly accusing me of doing these awful things when I would never do this to the man I love more than anything. What really angers me is he's making himself out to be the victim when it's really me suffering that I'm constantly being accused of lying. For all I know, he was the one that gave it to me.
She's lying, Steve.
She's lying.
That whole video is a lie. Everything she said on there is a complete lie. Everything, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, why would I bring her here? Why would I be the one to give her the test if I'm the one that gave it to her? Like, she did all of this. Like, everything is because of her, and she keeps lying every day for like 5 months now. She's been lying about this.
How did you notice you had it?
Well,
Burning
Steve,
sensation?
No, it all started a couple months ago, and I came home from work. Now, I work late, so I don't get home till like 8, 9 o'clock at night, and when I got home, she was acting suspicious. Something was up with her. So I looked in her phone just to see what she's been up to, and the first thing that pops up on her Google is some random address. And we had just moved to this area. We don't know anybody in this area. She's not even from anywhere around there. So I asked her, what's this? Where did you go? Oh, I didn't look that up. So I looked further on the Google, and it goes on her timeline and shows that not only did she look it up, but she had went there. She walked there. It took her like 10 minutes to get there. She stayed there for 2.5, almost 3 hours. Then she walked back, and it took her a half hour, which to me makes perfect sense because, you know, it's downhill on the way there and steep hills on the way back. So everything made sense. And I asked her, well, where did you go? She denied. She said, I didn't go anywhere. I didn't look up anything. Google's wrong. Google's lying. That's not in my phone. I don't know why that's there. Google's lying. That was her excuse. And which, of course, made no sense. And then the next morning, everything's erased out of her phone. Her entire Google history is gone. Everything's out of it. Which, again, she says Google did it. I didn't do it. Google's wrong. Google's crazy. So Google on her phone.
Google's out to get her.
Google, yeah, basically, Google is plotting on her, and I'm psycho, jealous, and insecure. So, okay.
Which might be true.
Hey, I doubt it, but, you know, she goes, this is her story, so I'm like, okay, fine. I can't prove anything. It's just suspicious. So we end up making up 2 days later. We make up, make love, everything's back to normal, go to sleep, like everything's back to normal now. I wake up the next morning, Steve, I am in the worst pain of my life. Like, it was excruciating, and it's like my penis was on fire. Like I tried to use the bathroom, it was like razor blades. It was the worst.
That's pretty bad.
It was the worst thing in my life. I've never been through this. I've never had anything like this, so I'm scared to death. I don't know what's going on here. I go right to the emergency room, and they...
That bad?
Yeah, I was scared to death. On
a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is the pain?
50. When you wake up, and it feels like your guy is in a deep fryer, you go to the hospital immediately.
Wow, that is pretty bad.
It was horrible. And the doctors, as soon as I got there, like, I'm scared. I don't know what's going on. They knew right away, oh, yeah, you have an STD, and you got to test your partners. They test me. They test her. And
she has it, too.
We both have it. I'm like, I've never had a disease in my life.
And what did she say? What was her symptoms?
She said she had no symptoms. She said she knows nothing about this. They said she didn't even really want to get tested, but they're like, you have to. You're his sexual partner.
Right.
And once the doctors tell us what it is, she was arguing with the doctors. Not only had Google been wrong and I was wrong and crazy, now the doctors, there's no other explanation for it. And I tried to tell her so many times, you can just be honest. Like,
did you ever find out, did you ever go to that address that you saw on Google?
When I went to look again the next morning, I was going to go to the address. I'm going to go find out who it is. That's when everything's deleted out of the whole Google
so
history.
the address
deleted.
was gone.
Everything's gone. The Google Maps.
So she never admitted to where she went.
Allegedly, she never went anywhere. She never even looked it up. Google put that in her phone. Google set her up.
And then there was another time she acted suspicious, huh?
Yeah, before that, that's the reason I looked in her phone to begin with, because we've had some trust issues. I think it was like 3 days before Christmas. She had got a text on her phone, and I happened to be handing her her phone when a text comes through from some random guy from some random hookup app talking about he's seen her profile on this hookup app. He's in the area. Does she want to hook up and have fun? So immediately, I'm like, what is this? What is this? What do you want, some app? What is going on? She takes the phone, curses at me for looking in her phone, and then takes off in my truck. I'm following behind her. I'm in a 40-foot RV. We're literally going down.
You have a 40-foot RV?
Yeah, I did.
Nice?
Yeah.
How many used to sleep?
Like 8.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do a lot of camp, go out, driving?
Yeah, love it. And she had that. So we're literally having a high-speed chase in this thing. I'm trying to chase her down because she's taking off in my truck, okay? And I'm like, where are you? We end up getting in a minor fender bender. I stop because of the little fender bender thing. She takes off, keeps going. Then doesn't come home for like 6 hours.
Where did she say she was?
Oh, that's the best part. She was at the car wash clearing her head.
At the car wash?
At the car wash.
Was the car wash open?
The truck was dirty, so the truck came back dirty.
She just sat at the car wash for 5 hours?
Yeah.
But I heard you cheated afterwards, after you got the STD.
Yeah, I did.
Did you get shots first?
Yeah, everything was cleared up and all better.
You don't want to be past that.
No. I did it. I wanted her to feel the same pain I had been feeling.
Razor blades.
The emotional pain. I wanted her to feel that.
Oh, the emotional pain.
I wanted her to feel that, and I guess part of me thought that once I told her that, I kind of hoped that, like, it would upset her enough that she would be like, you know what?
It didn't upset her at all.
She would be like, you know what? I cheated on you too, and we could finally put it to rest.
What did she say?
She still denies it.
No.
She still denies everything.
And you want to stay with her, though?
I would like to be able to trust her. You know, I love this girl. I asked her to marry me. I wanted to try to build a life with her, like, but I can't if she can't be honest. I got to be done. I can't do it.
I would think so. All right, let's meet your girlfriend, Nicole.
I'm sick and tired of you accusing me of something I didn't do, and I'm not going to admit to something I didn't do.
We both know you're lying. Like, it
I'm
doesn't
not.
make sense.
I'm not.
So you're not lying, but Google's lying, the doctors are lying,
Obviously,
everybody else is lying.
Or you're the one that did it.
We're going to see, because we know,
I
know the truth. I know when I cheated on you, I told you about it right away with no hesitation. Yeah,
and
I did
you're
that.
going to feel like an because I never cheated on you.
Well, then it doesn't make sense if it's some other way.
Why do you stick around? It's, you know, like, so somebody gave somebody the gonorrhea, right? You're saying you didn't do it, right?
Right.
So if that's true, then he must have gave it to you. And not only did he give you gonorrhea, he went out and cheated on you again and told you he cheated on you. Why do you stay with him?
Because I love him. I want to spend my life with him.
What do you love?
I love all the good, like the good stuff about him. He's sweet, loving, funny, charming. You know, we have this connection like I've never had with anybody else before. The feelings I have for him, I've never had for anybody else. And I need him to know that I never cheated on him. This is like really getting to me now because I know I didn't do anything. Right. And I'm not going to admit to something. Like if I did do it, Steve, I would tell him because I would rather move forward from this and have him trust me. But like I said, I'm not going to admit to something I didn't do. Where do you think the STD came from? I have no idea, honestly. Well, if you didn't do it, it had to come from him.
You're a liar. Everything out of your mouth is a liar.